So earlier there was a whoop just now. Just now a tree fell. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let's put my phone on charge too, so I don't know how long this will be. Let's see what else happens here. You know what? Hey, y'all quit. Alright, had to get my flare. We've been playing the game of throw the ball 1,000 times, and a while ago we heard a whoop, and just now a tree fell. What y'all do with the ball? I just now put my phone on charge. I got a little bit of battery life left. Go get the ball. Lisa, I'm hearing tongue clicks now. Trying to see if I can see anything with the flare. I can't see nothing. We had a bit of rain and it's muggy, and there's some more clicks, whatever. Bush talk is what I call it. The tree was close. Oh. The dogs are just, they're like, what's going on? I can't see nothing with the flare. That ain't much better than what I see, but it's a bit muggy out. That's all the leaves on. I can't see nothing. Hello? Push another one down. Push that big old dead pine tree down. That way I ain't got to cut it later. Push it away from the house, though. I didn't hear nothing splashing. It's a creek. But that was a close. I think that was it. Right up there, that's about as far as I can see, regardless if it was daylight or dark. That tree right up there. Because it's so green right now. Probably shouldn't have shined my light up there, but the first tree that fell sounded like it came from down here. Oh, I might see it. Hang on. The live might drop out right here. I'll be right back on if it does. No, that ain't a tree. No, I have to look tomorrow. I'm going to set my phone down up here and just play the old throw the ball a million times. One of the first things that ever happened, that was pretty exciting. It's the last time I had a German Shepherd and another stray dog that had come in. It's like a part lab. I was throwing the ball for them, and them two would just get into a fight. The lab always started to fight, and wouldn't be on the winning end of it. And they got into a big, vicious fight. And I went down there to break them up, and I kicked at one of them's butt. And a booger right up here on the hill. I mean, it sounded like a bull just tearing loose up there. It was crazy sounding. I think it did knocks and everything that day. But it went, rrr, rrr, rrr. It just started thrashing around. I couldn't see it. It was right at dusk. It was dark. You couldn't see in the woods. I can see a little bit down here. Hang on. I think I found the ball. Stand by. Y'all get the ball. I had to go get it. Me. I had Ava tied up over here today. She broke the cable. Broke it. You can see some of this trash laying down. I had a piece of plastic up here drying off. I used it where I got the hogs. But she dug this out trying to get up the bank, clawing her way up the bank. Dug that out. Then came over here. I have this blocked off. I was keeping Blue. He always stays on the porch while I'm gone at work. I've got it passed now. Nope, you don't come in this way. Nope. Nope. But she had tore all this out. I've got another piece over it now. All that was tore out so she could get on the porch because she didn't want to be chained up. There's the cable. She broke this cable. She's a brute. So I'm going to have to figure out another way. I messed up by not lashing this. Alright, let's throw the ball, see if we can get the booger to react. We'll set the camera down. It's kind of big natural about all this. Who's got the ball? Blue got the ball. Good boy. Good boy, baby. See it? Hey. You see it? See it? Hey. See it? See it? See it? Good girl. Good girl. At least I caught one thing being thrown. It sounded like a branch or something. I'd love for them to whoop again. No, the booger did not like me kicking the dog's butt. But that dog, it was the first female dog that I had, and the boogers acting like, you know, whenever I had Bailey, she was female too, and they loved that dog. I think they liked that dog too. And they just like to sit up there and watch. It's kind of like their internet or whatever. Blue got the ball. So yeah, that booger did not like that. How'd you get the ball? Ava. Ava gonna bring me the ball? Bring me the ball. Ava's got a limp. We went to the vet today, this morning, and got her shots. And she's got a limp, and apparently shepherds are bad. The vet explained to me about their, like when they're growing, some of their bones, like in their hips, like the, I don't know, femur bone, whatever it is, in their front legs, grow a little bit too fast, and the other bones catching up, it causes them to limp. So I'm going to start giving her a bit of aspirin. She needs to learn better manners than to poop in the yard where I walk it to. Give me a ball. You all about tired? We don't need to overdo it, do we? Huh? You a good girl. Come on, boogers. So we got her shots, got her some worm medicine and some flea and tick medicine. And I'm taking giving her anti-inflammatory medicines for her hips or whatever's bothering her. She limps around. But whenever I got home, I wasn't very happy about what she'd done. And I hollered at him, you know, let her know that I wasn't very happy about it. Blue's looking at me like, hey, it wasn't me. And you get a dog, you know, they're not very good at hiding things. She was guilty as guilty could be, and you could tell, bless her heart, you could tell that she'd been beat before, because she hunkered down over in a corner and actually peed on the floor, which just broke my heart. And I mean, you can't be mad at that. She did wrong, but I mean, what are you gonna do? That stuff could be replaced. But this dog, I think, had a tough go of it. But she's a super friendly dog. She's a brute, and she's very vocal. Let's her another quick. These dogs love it. You're probably lucky, Ramona, because these dogs, that's all they want to do. They're all about it. What's funny is Blue will tease her, and he'll come up and bump at her, so she'll chase him to play. I don't want to throw the ball too much because she's hurting. You got the toy? Who's got the toy, Blue? You bring me a toy? We had another ball out here. Not sure where it got off to. You'll hear that. Listen, it's a mockingbird. Absolutely, Pappy. There is no need for it. Blue's got his butt whooped, nothing, violent or anything like that. But he has got his butt whooped before. uh, you smack him on the butt sometimes. But most of the time, just, a disappointed voice will do for these guys. I mean, I think that's the best, most effective thing. But for someone to drop off an animal to fend for itself, I mean, I've had things drop off here in the middle of the winter. It's awful. And I wish I could, but I can't keep everything. It hasn't happened in a while. Actually, I think the last pups that got dropped off, I've had them out in the kennel and they ended up disappearing. So I don't know what happened to them. I had them outside underneath the carport with a kennel with a double lock on it too. So I got home off of work and I was going to take them to the pound the next day or the shelter. And we've got a pretty good shelter here in Lawrence County, Kentucky. They do a good job. But yeah, the pups were gone out of the kennel. Man, I'm getting ate up by bugs. Who's got the toy? Do you see how still it is out here? Like I said, it rained a bit earlier. Nothing, not no big storm or anything. Just a good. We call them nubbin stretchers. The biggest storms are gully washers, and just like a light rain, it's called a nubbin stretcher. Well, that's what we had, and it's just as calm as could be. No wind or anything. The tree that fell was very loud. And I understand trees fall and stuff, but it's just the coincidences of hearing a whoop and then another tree falling. I mean, a couple minutes later. Suspect, in my opinion. Now, you remember the pups? Papa taught me that one. We want a nubbin stretcher, not no golly washer, is what he would say. Can you make another noise? Hello? Make one more noise. Well, there's been kind of a lull in the activity. And And I'm of the opinion, if y'all can remember a couple years ago, I found all those the smaller footprints. I think those guys are now the age of the prankster, kind of like their teenage years or whatever. And it might be a new batch in here, a new generation starting to mess around. I hope so. It's kind of exciting. It got a bit boring here for a while. I mean, they still do things, but that's the first like tree and stuff that's been pushed down in a while. Wish they would answer that. I've totally outrun Pappy. I'm starting to plant things in buckets. I might try some taters in the buckets. I've never done that before. But I seen it on YouTube's. But I have no more room in the garden. I've still got a couple of cantaloupe, but that room's reserved for the cantaloupes. I've got to plant them, just waiting for them to get big enough to put in. Like something just went through the leaves. I've thrown through the leaves. Man, the lightning bugs is out big time. All right, I'm getting heat up. I won't put no bug spray on because I'm fixing to take my shower. Supposed to be a guy come down tomorrow and look at this dump truck, maybe buy it or trade it for. He's got a big fancy trailer that if we trade for it, then I could probably sell that trailer and make even more off of it. Because I've been hemorrhaging the money lately. Seems to be real easy to do nowadays. Loading it. Yeah, I hear you. I just bought that truck and I've got some work to do on it. This dog cost me over $200 today. Not including busting my porch up and breaking my cables. She is a brute. Yeah, exactly, Pappy. That's, what I've been doing. There's actually some ammo to be found. Last week, I don't know if I just got lucky. Whenever I went to the Walmart. But I picked up a few boxes of double buckshot for my 12 gauges. That's a good shot in case anybody's slipping around trying to take your things. Well, praise God, Sharon. We'll give him about 5 more minutes. You ready to throw the ball again? Well, bring it to me, girl. Blue, give me a toy. Just go get it from me, Blue. Yes, he is. She might lick him to death, and Blue would jump on him and maybe wear him down until I can get my chance. If I'm able to make it up after they've wore me down. Right, Blue Butt? You instigator. I'll get your butt. I'll get your butt. Your butt. Oh, your butt. Bring me that toy, Ava. Can I have a toy? Can I have a toy? Can I have that toy? Can I have a toy? Give us a toy. Turn. Blue likes her, like right now. What was that about? Like if she's ignoring him, he'll go up and bump his nose up against her. Then she'll attack him like that. Watch him. And now he's just smelling around. You didn't bring me a toy, girl. You didn't bring me a toy. I gotta keep them separated because Ava is not fixed. And I don't want no German blue shepherd healers running around because that would be way too much energy in a dog. The puppies would probably just explode. They'd be so full of energy with these two guys. So we gotta kind of watch that deal too. That's why I'm kind of scared. What have you got? Oh, there's another ball. Hey, let me get the toy. Hard to do with the phone in my hand. Yeah, they're getting on really good. But they will aggravate the crap out of me because this guy keeps instigating. Like I said, he'll bump up against her. And she will snap at him. She don't try to bite him. She'll just like snap at him. And she's done it to me. She will, make contact with the teeth and all, but she's not trying to bite down or anything like that. She's pretty gentle, actually. But he's the instigator. He aggravates the crap out of him. Can you drop a toy? Drop it. Drop it. Good girl. See it? Can you see it? Good girl. Good girl. Can you see it? Somebody's trained her a little bit. She knows. Blue, see it and look at Blue. Can you see it, Ava? Good girl. Somebody's worked with her a little bit. Honestly, I think that maybe she was too much energy for him, or maybe she's very vocal. Uh-oh. Blue just smelled something. Oh, there he is. Can you drop it? Well, anyway, you can take your head out of her butt. I'm kind of happy about it though, because usually his head's up my butt. He's an old butthead. Rocking collars. I've been trying to put I've been trying to put a camera on squatches for a few years now. And why I'm not really the brightest person in the world. I am the brightest person on this farm. And in 5 years, I've not done a very good job at it, just to be honest with you. I've got a few glimpses, and there's some video of that. This FLIR has been pretty handy. I got some video of that, but it's nothing that would convince the die-hard skeptic. I wish I could get a good video of one. I've tried. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I've tried a lot, everything I can think of and other people can think of. Had a pretty good time doing it. But it sure ain't easy. You know, they've been, like the one I was talking about earlier, they've been within 20 yards of me. Right, it seems like right inside the tree line or something. And just like the one thrashing around and stuff, it wasn't that far away from me. And it was, I could see down here, but in the woods, it was where it was dusk. You couldn't see up in there very good, but I mean, I could see good down here. And I've been followed out of the woods before. Even before I knew that boogers was real, was even a thing. I was followed out of the woods, and sometimes it was within 20 yards. And this was during deer season, rifle season here in the fall. All the leaves are off the trees. And I should have been able to see. At the time, I thought maybe a coyote or a cat or something like that. And I thought, why can't I see this thing? Here I got a high-powered rifle with a scope on it. It started getting dark then too, but whenever it cut loose and a bunch of coyotes cut loose, I decided, well, I don't have a flashlight, and I've got 6 shots in my rifle. I think I'm gonna get out of here, cause it sounded like a whole pack of hellhounds or something whenever that happened. And I don't know, they've got some kind of abilities that really help them blend in. I don't think it's anything supernatural or anything like that, but I think a lot of it's got to do with their hair. It's a natural thing. I've seen one last year before last, and I had the heat signature. I bring my FLIR whenever I'm deer hunting, and I was up in my shack, and it was a couple hundred yards away, but this thing stood up, and it had leaves and sticks, all kinds of debris just stuck to its back. Well, I guess probably its front too. I didn't really get to see the front, but it got up and walked over the ridge line. And I'd been watching that heat spot because I thought maybe it was a deer or something, but it was in a blowdown top of the tree that was on the ground. So I mean, it's kind of like they're wearing a ghillie suit and they got all these leaves and stuff stuck to them. And I think their hair has other abilities to help them blend in with their surroundings. I think maybe they even use infrasound to help blend in. Hello. Yeah, the one that got up, it was a pretty decent look. Like I said, it was a couple hundred yards away. I'm just sitting up in my hunting shack, and like I said, I'd had my FLIR up there, and I kind of looked and looked before it got daylight, and then it got up and just kind of went over the ridge line. and I could see it. I actually got a glimpse of it with my rifle because I wasn't sure what I was looking at. And through my rifle, I had to kept looking into the FLIR, and then like with my naked eye, and thinking, what the heck am I looking at here? And then it got up, and I swung my rifle up and got a look at it just as it was going out of sight. And that's how I know it had leaves and sticks and all that stuck to it, like a old hairy dog or something. Like Bailey, she used to get stuff stuck in her fur, leaves and all that, sticks and stuff like that. That's how this thing was. I had pretty long hair. I'd say its hair was at least 18 inches long. And I think they got longer hair than that. I found that one hair out there at the well that time. And that thing, man, it was like a foot long. I think it was actually like 16 inches long. I got a video of it. Just a white, kinky looking hair that long. I don't think it would be a very good idea. I mean, in self-defense, yeah, definitely try something like that. But I don't think it'd be a good idea to shoot one. I really don't. Number one, it's if you say something like that, it gets really exciting. I don't know if people's ever heard what they call buck fever. I've had it before when I first started hunting. But you get that buck in your sights, and you start getting the shakes. You get excited. Your adrenaline gets going. Well, multiply that by 20, and if you see a booger, that's how you're feeling. So you're liable to miss a shot. You're liable to hit it somewhere it don't. You got to think these things ain't by themselves. They got a family. They could be around you too. So if you're going to do anything, I advise, if you're scared, just try to remain as calm as you can and walk out there. Don't run. Walk out there. I always pack a firearm with me just in case. It ain't really for the boogers, but I guarantee if I really felt threatening, I would do anything I could to protect myself. And that goes for a human or a coyote or anything. Self-preservation comes first. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't want to say I don't get scared. It gets exciting. And I've been followed out before, trees pushed down around me and stuff, and I've tried my best to keep calm. Like a dog will sense fear. I think these things would too. And I think they also sense that, hey, they don't mean me no harm. And I don't want to prove to the world, another thing, I don't want to prove to the world by killing one and putting a slab on the table. That's not something I'd be interested in. If you want proof, go camping, sit around, act like a normal human being, have some friends, have some laughs, but just listen. Listen what's going on around you. If you're out in the area, just listen. If there's boogers in the area, I'll just about guarantee you'll have an experience. Now, you might not see them, but you'll have an experience. There'll be a lot of things that happen you can't explain. Well, I think I've tricked them before. Like humans follow a pattern. Like whenever I would go boogering all the time, and I would come out Stinky Holler, it was usually when it was time for me to go home. So I would come out Stinky Holler on the side by side and make a left. Well, that day I was going to make a right because someone was trying to argue with me about a shadow being a booger, and I wanted to go prove that it wasn't because I thought it was a shadow, and I wasn't really sure. It looked pretty interesting, but they was for sure that's a booger. So I turned right, and I tricked them without even thinking about it, I guess, because they had patterned me to always turn left. Well, I turned right this time and caught one crossing the trail. It was actually, I think, a female with a youngin on its back on all fours that shot across the trail. And then another time, let's see. I snuck up on one by leaving the side by side running, and I got out and walked up a trail a little bit, just left the side by side, and I think I got that one on camera. Both of the female with the one on its back in that video, you can actually. It sounds like they're communicating back and forth. It sounds like an older one and a younger one communicating back and forth. It's pretty wild. Yeah, it's dark here. I'm shining up towards the woods. We're just basically listening. Out here in the country, it gets this way at night. What about a paintball? I don't know. Sorry, guys, I'm not keeping up very good with this chat. Yeah, I definitely think they hide in caves. Actually, I think I've got a playlist of a cave, maybe a couple different caves up here that I found things in. I need to check that cave out. Places that I think it just makes sense for them to get in caves. Or nothing wants to be out in a cold, rainy day, right? Even the cows have enough sense on a cold, rainy day to get underneath some pines or something like that and try to keep a bit dry. Except for turkeys, they seem to enjoy getting out on a rainy day for some reason. Mango. You mean Mingo County? Bloody Mingo? That's right across the Tug Fork. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Caves are one of the things I look for. Caves are what we call rock houses because they're all over the place. I found tracks in them. I found stashes of berries in them, walnuts and stuff, like up on shelves. I don't know, like I said, I've got a playlist of the caves and stuff that I found around here. But I don't know. I need to get back out and start doing more things. But it's just been busy around here. And just to be honest with you, I'm to the point where I really don't like summer anymore. Especially after we haven't had a good cold snap in the last 3 or 4 years, and ticks are awful. They're just horrible. I pulled 3 of them off of me today, and I haven't even been out in the tall weeds. Just up there in the bottom, running the fence line. But the mosquitoes are bad. Everything's just horrible. You're sweaty, sticky. Don't get me wrong. I still love it, but just not as much. Plus, I get plenty of action around here. If they're around, they'll come by and say howdy. I know exactly where the Dingus Tunnel is. Been through it many a times. I'm originally from Logan County. We've played music here before and seemed to have got response out of. Oh, I can't remember what was the song that they really seemed to like. Thinking it was a bluegrass song. Yeah, I mean, if you can name it, I can guarantee we've tried it here. Or just about guarantee it. Tried it a lot. Probably not as much as, like, say, Robert Dawson had done. But we tried a lot here. Or Angie, she's done a lot more. Yeah, y'all check out Matt's channel. He's got a lot of good stuff. Beautiful country he goes into now. There's you a hiker. Remember one time going to a cave here, and one had just been there. I could still smell it. And then I had Bailey, and that thing had run down the hill. Bailey, I guess, heard it from the side by side. I did run down the hill, and I found tracks and stuff, and that's where I found that one cave back in there. Like I said, you can still smell that booger, like a wet dog smell, kind of, with a skunky spray. We need a good cold snap. Like a solid month of below zero would be fine by me. These last 3 or 4 years, I've never seen ticks so bad in my life. And them little turkey mites, they're the devil. They're even worse than the ticks. They'll bite you and take off running somewhere else and bite you again and leave you itching for a couple weeks. They're evil. And they're so tiny you can barely see them. Now I'm itching thinking about ticks. Or maybe it's all the mosquito bites I'm getting. Uh, all right, guys, I guess the boogers are done. My phone's telling me that it's about done too. Same low battery here. I'm gonna go put it on charge. Go get me a shower. I've been sleeping outside for the last week. It's that time again. And the woman that's got the greenhouse, here's a little tip. I guess I got all my stuff inside. I got a recliner that I bring out here, my camp chair. And I sleep out here and listen to the whippoorwills and the owls and the boogers and everything else. The woman that I got my plants off of this year, she's got a local greenhouse. Of course, Blue got one of them. I bought some more seeds. I'm going to try some more. Are these basil plants? This basil herb, they put off a strong smell, and they've been keeping the mosquitoes away. So y'all might want to try that if you hang out outside around the porch. Blue ate that one. Here's another one. I've been swapping them around, trying to get them water. But anyway. All right, y'all. Everybody, thanks for joining. Like I said, I'll put my phone on charge. I'll be out here. If anything happens, I might jump back on live. But my phone's fixing to go. Everybody have a good night. God bless.